times in like dating where I've never really felt that like the women that I'm talking to have ever really sat down and like understood me, and then not just understood it, but then wanted to take it and
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. We're breaking down a little bit more of Brett and Tiffany. They are black TV or black reality TV goals. But I only have one issue. But I love them. I think they're amazing to watch. I love the eye connection, the commentary, the conversations, the appreciations, the speeches, and the compliments. I love it all. I lap it up. I enjoy it. And it's a real conversation that they always have. So we're gonna dive deeper into Brett and into Tiffany on episode 9. Now, if you're new to this channel, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you wouldn't know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. We're talking to you guys about one issue that I have with them, but I'm gonna break down a few more components of things that I do like first before I tell you about what I don't like at the very end. So let's get into this. All right, let's break this down.
say, I want to support you and I want to continue to like help you be a better person.
With Brett, I felt like I could.
Now, first things first, I want to say this. He has mentioned this several times about how she's so supportive of him. And it's clear that that support means a lot to him. And more than likely, it's what he's been starved of when he was younger, not having that immediate support that he needs. Now, what he talked about a little bit as well as a family is less verbal in their emotions or their appreciations or their affections, and more about actions, right? But he speaks about this support that he gets from Tiffany, and that's a beautiful thing. Especially as a man, you want to be supported. I'll be honest with you, it's one of the major things that women don't really, maybe not really deep how much, because they believe they're already supportive. So we already do this. Oh, wait, hold on, baby. Okay, slow your roll down. Okay, when we talk about being supportive, it's supportive with understanding. And so it doesn't necessarily mean I need to do, like, for instance, for myself, what I really appreciate certain women in terms of how they support me is like, for instance, let's say I remember, one of my ex-girlfriends as well, like, and this is more going towards, I guess, love language and what she did. This seat that I'm even in, right? She noticed that, look, my back has been hurting the last few weeks, or whatever I was telling her at the time. And I wasn't asking for anything. I wasn't saying it. And she went out and bought me a chair that would be far more suitable for me to sit in when I'm doing my YouTube videos. And my back instantly started to get better. So it's a support, that kind of support, having conversations with me and asking me about my work and asking me about my day and asking me how I actually feel and what am I going through, and actually genuinely wanting to know. There is a lot of women out there. I know they like to tell us how great they are at relationships, but some of y'all don't ask how our day is. Some of y'all don't ask how we're doing. Some of y'all don't really care even when you're asking that question. And we don't feel supported sometimes in these relationships. So what Brett's talking about is a real thing. And now, of course, everybody has to take accountability for the kind of woman they choose. That's the reality. And when the question has to be asked, why did he choose those kind of women? Probably because they mirrored his style of communication and he mirrored his type of emotional availability when it came to him actually discussing his emotions. Maybe that's why. But the amount of support that he's getting from Tiffany, from his perspective, what he's describing, is a powerful thing. And when you get it, you feel like you can float on air, because when somebody's got your back like that, you're not hitting the ground. You know what I'm saying? That person's supporting you. They're holding your weight up as well. That's not to say that we want her to do everything. What we're saying is we do also need help, and we need people that are going to encourage us and speak words of life into us and just push us as well. And, those kind of things there, and they want the best for us. And I think that's what he's describing there. Tiffany is that person right now. Let's have a little bit more conversation with Tiffany and see what she says.
Talk to him about anything like values and family, finances, history. He just lets me be me, because I feel like I've dated a lot.
So again, notice how again she speaks about how he allows me to be me. I'm allowed to be free. I'm allowed to, we have conversations about every little thing. There is effective communication that they're having between the two of them when it comes to really important issues. And I think that when you have those kind of conversations and you feel free enough to have them, it's a beautiful thing too, because it allows for bonds to really begin to mature. Like when you're talking about finances and how you see them, they had that conversation previously and I was making loads of jokes about it. When you start speaking about how many kids you want, when you start speaking about your faith, when you start speaking about, work and careers and where you see yourselves, ambitions and goals you want to achieve, when you start talking about the things that we can do together and how you want to picture your life, this is the unity you're looking for with a partner. It's beautiful. It honestly is beautiful to see it happen, you know?
A lot of people. I just kind of knew what I was looking for. I needed someone that understands struggle, but doesn't get complacent with their life.
I love what she described here as well. Somebody who understands struggle, but doesn't, somebody who understands struggle, but doesn't, get swept up in the struggle in the sense of you're looking to improve. You understand it. You don't judge it. You don't become elitist about it. You're participating and you're willing to grow from those things, which is why I think the conversation about money was a big issue, because she kept on saying he's bougie, 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 bougie. Maybe that's why she wanted to kind of see where his mind was at and see if he was elitist in his mindset. He wasn't. And we saw how accommodating he was in the previous episodes when she said about the space, and he said, if it's too small, I don't mind moving into a bigger place. The landlord will allow me to. Beautiful, lovely, simple, elegant, and classy, and just loving. You're getting that sense. So even though you haven't said I love you yet, we are seeing loving moments, and this is beautiful to see as Black people. Can we be real? Seeing that as a Black couple on our screen is beautiful to see. To see that kind of cohesion and unity that we're starting to see from both of them, and the way they speak about each other. Oh, come on, beautiful. We love to see it. Let me fast forward it a little bit to here. I think let's go.
Understand that, and above all, like, support it, right? And like that's all I ever got from her. Just kind of told her all I was feeling, and just for me, it was like really like letting my guard.
Now, there was something that he said which is really interesting. I think it was about the family, and I skipped over it, so I'll go back over to it again. But he talked about how previous women have been judgmental about his background, and that's my only issue. That's the part I wanted just to focus on that last minute, and I'll play the clip in a second or two. We have an issue of not saying love you, I love you, and we have an issue of women judging previous background of him. What background are they judging? What is it about the family that they're seeing that they're judging? What is it they're seeing? That's the question I'm asking, right?
Family, like, women see me now, and they don't see where I come from, and then when they see where I come from, there's like judgment for like my family and kind of decisions.
So I'm wondering what it is. Are they judging the fact that maybe you're so well off now, and I wonder if, like what Tiffany's saying, that's often what doesn't happen. He doesn't get somebody who understands the struggle and also is able to understand how to dialogue with him, and be able to like, oh, I understand. You came from a struggle and you've made it. Maybe that's what he's talking about in terms of their judgments. They have a class or elitist kind of mindset, and yet Tiffany does not. And that's why it's really beautiful. That was my only kind of issue about them. I was saying that I wonder if the I love you situation or the affection aspect of him trying to grow in that particular arena, whether it will become an issue later on. It's a little blip on a dot, and I'm not going to make it a huge thing. It's just an observation to say that could be one of the issues that maybe trip them up, not necessarily to break up, but trip them up and just have more conversations around, right? But I love them two together. You see the way they talk? You see the way they look at each other when they're talking? You see the way they're able to be so respectful of one another? This is beautiful to see.
That they made and things that they've done. So it's like, if I'm going to bring somebody into my life, like, this person needs to understand that. And above all,
like, yo, this is lovely. Now, if they break up, we got questions. So if they break up, we got questions. Look, let me show you something. Look at this. Look at this. Fantablismo.
So anyway, I'm trying not to get too emotional talking about that. But thinking about,
and one of the things that's a good indictment of what they're presenting is the friends, because just like Tiffany's friends were very vocal about seeing the change in Tiffany and seeing her energy and saying that she deserved this and she needed this, we see the exact same thing from his friends mirroring her friends from previous episodes about how they see their energy and their chemistry.
Words are part of it, but actions speak louder than that. And the way y'all look at each other has been very inspiring. And to see a Black couple is a beautiful thing.
Yo.
You see that? He encapsulates what I think we're all thinking and feeling is the action. It's not just the words, it's the action. It's the way they look at each other. You can tell there's affection there, there's care there. You know, you're just hoping for these people to go a long distance. This isn't just sexual energy, it's good affection energy. You know what I mean? So I don't want to go too deep in that. I know we've got an episode 10 and 11 to kind of look at them and see what else they bring to the table, but just seeing them in this fashion, I love seeing it, man. Black love rules. You know what I mean? It wins, okay? And they'll probably be the first one too. So to do this, but yeah, you know, I appreciate them. All right, guys, we'll see you again soon for another.
You know what time it is.